What I'm saying, if you have proof, just provide your proof over here. Just wake up one day and they start making a video showing the proof that that day Mogesi was trunked. Or this is the video that Ernesto and the Mogesi and the Mayan, they're just taking the alcohol. Just provide your video. If you really saying that they were trunked, or you have witnessed Ernesto and the Mogesi, you have witnessed Mogesi and the Ernesto while they are drinking, or they are drunk. So just provide your detail first. Provide your details before you talk anything. You know very well, guys, who I'm dressing here. You know very well who I'm dressing here. I can't say his name, but he knows himself. The person who was talking about those shenanigans, or the person who was talking those stupid things. We can see that is stupid. That's all stupid. Someone is taking advantage of. Now, what I can say after Mogesi got that accident? What can I say in order to get?
Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Happy weekend, everyone. Now, on the streets, there are exposés, and more exposés. Well, we saw Ernest coming out to the streets, talking about there are people who are still taking advantage of underage girls. And he claims that these same people are the ones who are championing for people to be arrested, people who they claimed were misusing young girls. Now it turns out that these same people are actually the ones who are doing the same. In fact, they probably have been doing this all along, but nobody has been talking about it. Remember, guys, even when they brought UNICEF, they brought all these organizations, when their subscribers were really up in arms, to get people arrested. Remember, there were people in the lazy gang who are also doing the same thing. But they were not focusing on that. They were just focusing on Gitiriba, Mayugno, people from Team MORAA. These are the people they were focusing on. This is very hypocritical. And I remember talking about one of them. And shockingly, some of the audience came to his defense. What a shame, guys. So now Ernest has come out to talk about Mayani, saying that Mayani is harboring a young girl. Oh my gosh, guys. A girl who is around 13 years old? That is crazy. That is a baby. That is a child. So Ernest has come out to talk about this incident. And guys, I must come up with a disclaimer right about this time. Right about this moment, I must give a disclaimer. Whatever Ernest says, I personally, as MORAA, cannot believe it 100%. I cannot. Because this guy came out to talk about MORAA have been to Qatar. A country I have never stepped in my whole entire life. He has said stuff about me here that I am wondering, who is he talking about? Things that are lies, false, 150% false. So I'll be very stupid, to believe what this guy is saying 100%. If there's proof that he's saying the truth, well and good. But just on face value or just to take his word, I personally cannot. So as I'm reacting on this, I am reacting on it with a big pinch of salt. Actually, a whole bag of salt. And actually, the reason why I may give it 50% credibility is because of how the people who have been accused have behaved or how they have responded to these accusations. That is the only reason I'm giving it 50% credibility. So guys, Ernest came out to talk about Mayani, and Mayani did a video responding to Ernest. He called Ernest a snitch. He did not quite deny the allegations, but instead calling this guy a snitch, which means that whatever this guy said is true, but he did not want him to expose. And by the fact that he has exposed him, he is a snitch. How pathetic, how down low of this guy called Mayani. And that is why I call him the Nyani, because he is doing monkey business, guys. And to think that Gintu, the one who was out here talking like a typewriter, yapping all over the place, about people who have taken advantage of underage girls, thinking that he knows about this thing is really heartbreaking. It's sickening, guys. Gintu has a daughter who he loves very much. Is this the kind of thing that he would want to happen to his daughter? Some random fool, taking advantage of his daughter in this kind of manner? Gosh! This same Ernest spoke about Mogesi and Mayani being drunk when they were getting the accident. Remember, they were involved in a motorcycle accident. So I have seen Ernesto come out to clap back. He has come out to respond to Ernest. And he says that he needs proof. He needs evidence. He says that Ernest said that he has receipts, showing that indeed Mogesi and Mayani were drunk when they were having this accident. So he is challenging Ernest to come up with the receipts. And yes, we all heard Ernest say that he has the receipts, right? So I am with Ernesto on this one. Let him come out with receipts. Like I said, guys, I will never believe anything this man says unless I see concrete proof. He is such a liar, it hurts. Evidence, proof, receipts. That is what Ernesto is asking for. And I 100% I am backing him on this one. If this guy does not give receipts to show that, Mayani and Mogesi were drunk while they were having this accident, then that story is a lie. They were not drunk. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Because, guys, he may have said he has receipts. He may have said he has receipts so that he can scare them, against coming out to defend themselves. But now Ernesto has said receipts, receipts, receipts. So if he has got them, let him come out with them. Simple as that. So Ernesto went on to defend his stepbrother, his cousin, his whatever, his relative, Mogesi. He went on to defend him by saying that there is no way within that short period of time, within an hour, they could have gone, all the way to the border, Tanzania, drank alcohol, got drunk, and then got involved in an accident. I don't know, guys. You be the judge. Do you think an hour is enough for all that to happen? He insists that these people actually were from the bank, or rather went to the bank for this account opening of the Nyani, which never materialized. Ernest also said that Mogesi usually takes the Nyani and Ernesto to this border town pub or wherever it is, where they go and get drunk. So Ernesto is saying that he has never ever in his life tasted alcohol. Guys. And he is saying that he wants receipts to show that he and the Nyani are normally taken to this pub, to this border town, to have drinks, as Ernest claims. It is strange, guys, that somebody who has never tasted alcohol is said to be drunk on the streets. Because, guys, I heard Ernest say in a previous video that Ernesto also gets drunk, but not as much as Mogesi. So according to him, Ernesto also gets drunk. He indulges in the drinking of alcohol. So Ernesto is saying he needs proof, guys. He needs proof. Because according to him, he does not even know how alcohol tastes like. Oh my God, one does never cease on this world. And one thing I realized is Ernesto is really disturbed, about his cousin's accident. And he is saying that there's a family. Guys, Ernesto has brought out another family who he suspects of practicing witchcraft. Oh my God. Apparently, it is not only one family that practices witchcraft in this village. The family that they keep lying about, Now Ernesto has come up with another family, and he is saying that there's a family that did a video. They were praying and crying. And the cow, there's a cow that had slept in their boma. And these people were crying and praying and saying they are not the ones who stole that cow. And they were saying that Mogesi should apologize. And if he does not something is going to happen. 2 days later, Mogesi gets involved in an accident. So Ernesto is saying, this family is the one that caused Mogesi's accident. And guys, this is one thing I realize about some people in the village. Not all people, some people in the villages. Nothing can just happen. You know, it has to be caused by witchcraft. Guys, Mogesi, Ernesto, style up. Gosh, your cousin was reckless. Are you sure your cousin was not reckless? Assuming he was not even drunk. But maybe he just rides his motorcycle carelessly. Are you sure that's not the point? That is not the cause? Now you want to blame other people because they were crying and praying? He's even asking, you know, like how 𝐷𝐿 was asking, like which God can you pray for? You know, or rather, can you pray to do that kind of thing to someone? Ernesto, hey, you are going to see things in this earth. You keep watching. Now, there's one thing that I heard Ernesto talk about, and I think he's either pretending or he's out of his mind. He is talking about, you know, imagine in our village, guys, people can even go and accuse you of filming their house. And imagine this person was just passing and he was filming and this house happened to appear, you know, on their video. What is he talking about? Is he talking about David Jr.'s issue with Gintu? Is he claiming to be a fool? How many times did Gintu go filming, you know, David Jr.'s place? I think it was 2 times. And the second time, he even had, you know, he had to go around even interviewing people. And on top of that, he was lying about David Jr.'s construction. So Ernesto, get your facts right. Even though you want to come up with all this nonsense, and you cannot just do a video without going to that family. You had to touch on that. That is a pure lie. We all know why David Jr. had to, you know, press charges against Gintu. He went up to his place. He lied about what was happening in the construction. He was trying to get David Jr. in trouble. He was trying to make David Jr. Look like he is not complying with the laws of the land about construction as pertains to construction. So at this moment, we have had the response of Mayani, you know, to Ernest, where he said that Ernest is being a snitch. We have had Ernesto's response to Ernest, you know, on behalf of his cousin, Mogesi. And now let us look at it's Gintu's response to Ernest about these very serious allegations. But before we get to that, let us first look at what 𝐷𝐿 had to say about this wedding that the Lazy Gang are claiming to be a secret wedding, that they are really tarnishing, that they are mocking, that they are really making a big fuss about. Let us look at this wedding that is supposedly Winnie's wedding. Now, Mr. 𝐷𝐿 has come out to say what we all were saying in the positive team. We were saying that this is not an actual wedding. This was just a ceremony. And it is a ceremony where they have to take this porridge and also sort of give blessings to their daughter where she has been married. That is exactly what we saw happen when Congrats' mom, they made porridge from their place. And 𝐷𝐿 goes on to say what the name of that porridge is. Is it ntobeka or whatever? So he goes on to explain what this is all about. And guys, I want you to listen very carefully. He says a wedding, sort of. So clearly it is not a wedding. It is sort of a wedding. It is a ceremony, Mr. 𝐷𝐿. Just say the right word. You know, Mr. 𝐷𝐿 does not want to go against the Lazy Gang, you know, because they said fake wedding. They said, you know, all these words that they used. So he does not want to go against them. So he has to say it is a wedding. And yet he knows very well it was not a wedding. So in order to stay, you know, in the middle, he goes on to say sort of. So he says it's sort of a wedding, which clearly means it was a ceremony. Remember, Winnie also got a baby. Let's first listen to what Mr. 𝐶𝐻𝐒 says. Let us see how he clarifies this whole thing. So it is not a wedding, it was a ceremony. Let's listen to him.
So that one showed me that Esther had responded to show me that Winnie is alive, Winnie is doing well, and Winnie is at her married place. Remember, I had said that even if she was married off at an early stage, they should leave her alone. And seemingly this is what has happened. God is good, because in the videos I have seen from my sister Pamela and Masubowan, seemingly my ex-wife, Madam Esther, must have made a decision to go and take that porridge I had advised her to take, 𝐿𝐷𝐷𝐿. If you can recall my video, I said you take that 𝐿𝐷𝐷𝐿. 𝐿𝐷𝐷𝐿 is a kind of a cultural porridge made of finger millet and sorghum mixed with some kind of fermentation which is so sweet. It is normally taken to the son-in-law by the mother-in-law. If you can find that video, try to find out how emotional that young lady was, all dancing alone, dancing with a disbelief that this was her parent. Without that kind of waiting sort of, in our culture, no girl is counted as a married girl. That is a come and we stay type of marriage. So in this case, I thank Esther. Let me thank you very much. You have tried. And I urge you also to try ahead and formalize Marwa's marriage. So in this case, what I am saying is, you have done well, but the wedding was incomplete because there was no any father representation. It is the father who was supposed, because now the fathers are here, you will have chosen one. You will have chosen one. And if the other one down there refused, why didn't you call me? I come and place our daughter. That is our daughter. It does not matter where she is living. I saw the home. It is just like the same of 𝐶𝐻𝐒. And we are very happy. I saw Winnie has a very, very, very healthy daughters. It doesn't matter where you are. Having mad houses doesn't mean that you are poor. A poor person cannot have children.
So on that one, you better just shut up. I'm there. Eh? You have to bring up this thing of Esther. You have to bring up this thing of two fathers. You have to also chest stamp a little bit. Hey! Jameni. Guys, so clearly, this was sort of a wedding according to Mr. 𝐶𝐻𝐒. Those are his words, not mine, guys. So we all see that this thing that the lazy gang have been talking about is a whole big, farce for nothing. Talking about, Winnie is poor and that is why they didn't want to show her place. These other people are embarrassed of Winnie's place. That is why they didn't go for the ceremony, blah, blah, blah. Guys, too many hogwash stories. I mean, like, seriously. First of all, we have seen how Winnie does not like to be shown on camera. Like, he does not like, her things out there. She loves her privacy. How many times have we seen her with, D Mwango? And, they film up to a point and D says, I cannot film beyond this because my sister does not want it. David Jr. the same. They have been going to their sister's place, especially David Jr. guys. But he has never filmed the place. Not because he is ashamed, but because I believe, and they have said it on these streets, that this girl does not like her privacy being, invaded. She wants her things to remain her things. And there are people like that. She is not a YouTuber. She's not a content creator. So I believe that she is entitled. Actually, everybody is entitled to their privacy. So this whole hogwash thing that they're talking about, it's just stupid. And sources, very, very reliable sources, state that David Jr. and Dee Mwango went to see their sister with gifts and everything when she gave birth. So they did not have to attend this ceremony. It was not a wedding. So they did their part by visiting, showering her with gifts, encouraging her, talking to her, as their elder sister, and that was that. So Mr. Kohera wants to believe that, his advice is what Esther is heeding, and that is why she is doing what she's doing. That is why she went to visit Winnie, at her workplace, at the, beauty shop, and that is why now she has also done this ceremony, to welcome the son-in-law into the family or something like that. So he is, beating his chest, chest thumping, feeling good about it. Well, Mzee, do what you can to make you happy, If believing that makes you happy, then go ahead and do it. And guys, Mzee Kohera said one thing that I think he said well. He said that his people have been telling him, or rather, his people have now told him to stop all this marwa shenanigans. And they have told him that, you know what, Mzee? Marwa has already heard you. So you do not have to go on with any kind of shenanigans, because what you have said, you have already said. Because what you have said, you have already said. And, if he is to listen, he will listen. If he is to act, he is going to act. So let the shenanigans end. And I feel like, it is a good thing if he actually does that. Because most of the things he does out here, to me, is actually embarrassing himself. He normally comes out here to disgrace himself, besides disgracing the other family. So I hope he will keep that up. Because if he doesn't do shenanigans, then the views will not view. So I don't know what he's going to do, guys. Let us wait and see. And something else he amused me with, guys, is when he started to, praise his audience, by telling them that they've been good to him and everything. Guys, it's like me coming to tell you, you know what, guys? People don't want you guys to help me. People don't want you guys to, support me. But I know you guys are good people. I know you guys are the best, right? You guys cannot let me down. You guys will help me. Even if I start another project, you guys will be on board, right? You guys will work with me, I know. I know you guys. Guys, what am I doing? What am I doing? So he came up to tell his audience, the ones who are assisting him in his projects. By the way, the latrine project is complete. And he even said that his children are using it. Imagine this, Mzee. Mzee, you still have children. Any people you're calling children. Okay, I know children can be even 50 years old, but children, the way he said it, it's like children, guys. 4, 5-year-olds. Oh, gosh. Anyways, so he came out to say that he has another project that these people should, assist him in. And of course, he had to tell them all these good things, telling them that there are people out there who do not want his progress, telling him that there are people out there who are trying to sabotage, his work, telling them that there are people out there who are trying to dissuade his donors from helping him with his projects. So he had to tell them, how good they are and how they cannot let him down. And so would you call this manipulation, or would you just say that, he is just being kind and nice and sweet to his subscribers? Guys, Let me know what you think about that in the comments section. So now let us go to Gintu. Remember, Gintu has, or rather had, been implicated in a crime. Actually, it's a crime. It is wrong to harbor a 13-year-old, an underage girl in your house, knowing too well that he has been married, or rather being used as a wife by your friend. That is the most hypocritical thing I have ever heard. Guys, who would believe that it's the same Gintu who was out here bringing Mombasa to the streets, talking about underage girls, bringing girls, even grown women, trying to make them say that they are underage so that he can implicate other people in this crime. Who would have thought that he can actually work in cahoots with somebody else to do the same exact thing? And some people may say, oh, it's not Gintu, it is his friend. But Gintu is the one encouraging it. Gintu actually harbored them in his house, according to its Ernest. And like I said, guys, if at all these stories are true, if it is indeed true that Gintu stayed with them, gave them a place in his boma, in his compound, to cohabit, a school-age girl, an underage girl, then if the nyani is going to jail, so should Gintu. Oh yes. And guys, has this news reached the lazy gang? Has it reached their camp? How come they are so silent? Has anybody spoken about it? Maybe I'm behind news, guys. Let me know in the comments section. Who has spoken about this issue from the lazy gang side? Who has condemned it? Who has spoken against it? Who has started investigations about this child? This 13-year-old girl that is living with Mayani, who has investigated it and come out with receipts and be yapping about it on the streets? Who is calling UNICEF? Who is drumming up for his arrest? Guys, let me know what's going on. Why the deafening silence? Oh my God. Has anybody condemned Gintu? What are they saying? Or they're saying Ernest is lying. Gosh. Hey, this world is full of wonders. It is. I am waiting to see them arrest the nyani. Guys, I am waiting them to see them use the same people they used to arrest Keteriba. I am waiting to see them use those same people to arrest the nyani. Oh my God. Carrots always coming out here to say, imagine, Joyce saw those young girls, coming out of I don't know where. Imagine your own child. Would you let your own child? Would you do this if your own child was involved? Imagine your own child. Now I want to see Carrots. I want to see her go to Nyabohanse and make an arrest. A quick one, for that matter. Such hypocrites. So guys, I was impressed. Very, very impressed. When Gintu showed up with all these sanitary pads, he is going to donate to these school-going girls. Remember, there's one whom he is hiding, or rather, who he hid, in his place, who will not be going to school. Remember that. So he has all these things, and he's talking about stationery, he's talking about bus fare, he's talking about all these things that the children need to go to school. He's talking about going back to school. He's talking about back to school, things, items that the girls and all the other kids need for school. Guys. Hey, hypocrisy of the highest order. So he came out to respond to its Ernest, finally. And this is what he had to say.
So as I'm just going to be telling much of the people that let's embrace ourselves, because I've seen much of the people are talking about too krakatooing things, stupid allegations here and there, but we are not bothered. What we are bothered is let's make other things to run. And when we make much of the things to run, we always have that kind of the happiness and to even self and talk about, yeah, that's how we're going to be getting forward. And much of the people are supporting Gintu to make sure that we are moving from one position to another. We are getting from one point to another point. That is the the best. And that is the best moment to ever talking about support Gintu, support the environment, support the ladies, support every time. And I appreciate much of the people he ever democratized and talked about, oh, Gintu, that kind of the sessions was so fantastic, was so good. Tomorrow one will be so lit. The tomorrow one will be more fantastic. And also we have the generator. Oh, I was ever forgetting about the generator. We always have the emergency of generator. I always hire a generator, and it always have much of the work to do in terms of the electricity. Sometimes the blackout is anytime. Here in Africa, anytime you can just feel and hear the blackout is happening at any time. So that is the default about what here we are right now here. So I appreciate much of the moment, much of the people have ever been watching and twisting in and making sure that we are supporting Gintu to level it up. And I've seen much of the quagmires and much of the people talking about their own nonsense here. I'm not talking about anyone. So what do we want to make sure that is we are just moving forward, because we don't have this kind of the people are talking nonsense and stupidity every time, because they have nothing to offer to the society. Whatever they have to the society, it's only the stomachs and talk about they're going to be pregnant. We are not offered with such kind of the services there. So let's get forward and support Gintu. Let's make it happen. We are making.
So clearly, Gintu does not want to address this issue. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn. So you can imagine, guys, how can you be accused of such a serious thing and you come out with this kind of shallow answer? Clearly, it means that there's some truth in it. And that is why I said I will only react on this thing, because I looked at the responses that Gintu gave, Ernesto gave, and also the Nyani gave, and especially Gintu and the Nyani. By their two responses, they made me feel that maybe what Ernest is saying has some truth in it. But then again, Ernest should come out with more receipts. Like he said he was going to talk to that girl's mother. He wanted to play a clip. He should go ahead and play something, say something, show something that really should show that these people actually did this 100%. So for me, I believe that this thing has happened 50% up to this point. And only because of the way Gintu has responded and also how the Nyani responded. Guys, you can imagine how Gintu normally comes out guns blazing, talking like, 100 words per second. If indeed this thing was a lie. Because this is a very serious accusation. It is sad, guys. It is sad to know that a 13-year-old girl is acting as wife to such a loser as this Nyani. And guys, remember, this Nyani was actually in prison because of this same thing. This guy is a predator. This guy is a child molester. And this guy should be kept away from society. And that is my opinion. And then Gintu spoke about, accountability. He said that people were asking him about accountability of this money that they are sending, because he was still trying to urge people to send in more money. And when asked about this accountability thing, he really surprised me, because he came out to say, you know what, I hire, the music, with this amount of money. I buy these pads with this amount of money, 125 USD, I think he said. And he hires the music with $16 US, which is 2,000 Kenya shillings, according to him. So my thing is that accountability, guys? If you send me money and you ask me to give accountability, and then I come and tell you, I hired the DJ for 200 shillings, I did this for 500 shillings, I did the other for 10,000 shillings, how is that accountability? Where are the actual receipts? Like if you go buy something, there's a receipt you're given. There's more to accountability than coming to tell you by word of mouth that I did this with this much and I did the other with another, with this much. So guys, you people always say, especially the lazy gang, they always say that, people in Nyabohanse are scammers. People in Nyabohanse do not give accountability. They do not have transparency in what they do, And I wonder why they are not talking about Gintu. Why aren't they talking about Gintu? Because clearly there's no accountability here. And where is Carrots? The one who normally likes to say that MORAA is not giving accountability and transparency. MORAA is collecting money for the lawyers. He is collecting legal fees. And he has not given us accountability, transparency, blah, blah. talk about Gintu and his transparency and his accountability issues. Has Gintu provided accountability and transparency carrots? You are such hypocrites, and it is a big damn shame. It is a shame, guys. Like, for real. So if you are here and you have not liked this video up to this moment, please give this video a massive thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, take this moment to hit the subscribe button so that you can join this amazing, wonderful family. And if you have joined us for the very first time and you're wondering, what is this channel all about? This is a reaction channel where we analyze, we criticize, and we react on videos that have been put out on the YouTube space. If you have enjoyed today's video and if you want to join us, please click the subscribe button and join us as well. And if you have been watching me without subscribing, why? Please take this moment, let today be your day. Subscribe. To my newly subscribed people, I want to say thank you and you are most welcome. To my returning subscribers, I have got nothing but pure love for you all. Let us continue doing what we do best, liking each and every video, commenting, and also sharing them widely. Let us meet in the next video. Bye-bye.